Joe Rogan has some good points sometimes. Sometimes he talks a lot of shit. So let's see. Let's see how this goes.
The Joe
Okay, this is Joe Rogan's full comments on kids playing video games. I've seen just a little tiny part of this. And let's dive into it.
Rogan experience.
I found, I don't know if you agree with this, there were a ton of kids along the way growing up as I was building my business that would say, oh, I'm not into this, I'm not into that, kind of like you described yourself.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything because they're
Right.
looking for that thing. And I
True.
would argue, do something. Do fucking something until you find that thing.
Yeah, I've never
Good
been
point.
that kid though. I've always been into things. I was into art, or I was into something. I always found things that I was interested in. Just none of them seemed like they were normal things that other people wanted to do for a living, like the path, like a career path. But I think that there's a lot of people that don't have any. There's no one. They're not modeling their life after someone that they see that they admire. Someone that's successful. Someone that
Why would you want to do that? Necessarily. I don't. Let him
is
explain,
doing
I guess.
something that they enjoy and love. Sometimes kids have to see that.
Right.
And if their parents are living a bullshit life and
Oh, like a parent. Okay, like a dad figure or a mother figure. Sure. Maybe. Maybe that could be
their
helpful.
neighbors live in a bullshit
Sure.
life and most of their family lives a bullshit life, they just fucking lay around, you know, and then they seek refuge
point.
in drugs or video games or something that stimulates them. And video
Good
games
point.
are a real problem. They're a real problem.
Uh-oh.
You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't.
They are.
Yeah. Well, I have a real problem with them. And you do them,
awesome.
and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere.
Right.
It's like you could do.
I wanna, before I fucking go all in on this shit, I wanna listen to his whole point. Before I go all
martial
in.
arts, right? You could learn jujitsu. You
Right.
get obsessed by jujitsu.
Right.
And then 3 years later, you're like an elite jujitsu athlete. You're entering
you
in
guaranteed,
competitions.
though?
You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well. You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one
You
day.
got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Holy shit, I can have this would be amazing. And then you see your jujitsu school and your jujitsu instructor has all these students and drives a Mercedes and he's got a nice family and like, that's the future. This way you're doing something exciting and fun and you don't, or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years
Wait.
later, you could be that same kid.
What a dumb fucking take, dude. I will give him the fact that I don't know how often people practicing in jiu-jitsu for 3 years ends up in them opening their own school. I'm guessing, like, if I had to go out on a limb, it would probably be more common and easier to do than making a career with gaming. Okay, it's really not that easy to make a career with gaming. I see his point, but you have to realize one thing: you don't have to do things that is gonna develop into a career exclusively, right? You can just sometimes do shit recreationally, like for fun, right? Then, like, by his logic, if you're not gonna be a fucking editor for Joe Rogan, don't watch his podcast. It's fucking stupid, right? You're wasting your time. Why would you watch this podcast? It's pointless. You're gonna be the same guy you are right now in 3 years, right? Like that. How does that make any sense?
Take me into your fucking home.
Sailing to the Black. Thank you for the follow. Why is your name very familiar? Are you one of my friends? Sailing to the Black. Are you one of my friends? Why does your name look familiar? I think you're one of my friends, but thank you. So, who are you, bro? Oh, hi. Welcome. We're talking about Joe Rogan. This goes on YouTube, but yeah, you can join in, of course. It's no problem. But so to hop back into my original point, there is also something wrong with saying that playing video games for 3 years is not gonna add anything to you as a person, okay? Then he just did like reading books, watching movies, listening to podcasts, watching Netflix, doing anything recreationally. Like sometimes like playing a video game can be just equally profound as an experience as reading a book, dude. And even if it isn't, even if it's just so stupid, and even if we ignore that video games is the main reason why my English has developed at all, dude. I never studied English at all. It's purely video games. It helps with socializing, whether you want to accept it or not. Online relationships are a thing. They are not a substitute for real relationships, but they are a thing that is very fucking real and good. Like maybe hand-eye coordination is a bullshit argument, but it is there. Like analytical thinking if you're playing StarCraft 2, some shit. And even if we ignore all those, you can just do shit for fun, dude. Okay? I'm not saying play video games all day, have no fucking career like goals or career driven actions in your life, okay? Like have those. But why do people hate video games while TV is okay? I think video games are far more engaging than watching a fucking TV show, dude, or listening to a podcast. But there's nothing wrong with doing either of those, right? Everything in excess almost is bad, okay? Like even if you're reading books all day, I mean you will learn shit, but career-wise, you're not anywhere, okay? Just doing something never gets you anywhere as a career. Like you have to take those actual career-driven steps, you know? You have to go through all that bullshit. And video game, like, all of my arguments are completely ignoring the fact that you can have a career playing video games, but even if you couldn't, like, what are you talking about, bro?
Just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, you know, next Xbox game to come out, and
like, this guy's so out of touch. What are you talking about? Next Xbox game coming out?
you're
Like
gonna
what?
waste your time.
You have children. I have children, and it's a big battle in the house.
Yes.
And my kids, I don't know if you're going through this, but my kids are now saying, "Well, Dad, this guy made all this money with this video game. That he's
That's
a man."
real too. That's
right?
real too now.
So like that's 1 in a billion, kid.
I don't know if it's
Not 1 in a billion.
1 in a billion, but you know.
Okay. He is
I
being
heard the
fair
same
here.
argument about comedy. My own parents were like, "Do you know how few people make it as a comedian?" I was like, "Okay, does anybody make it? Somebody makes it, right? They figure out how to do it. They make a living. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Just stop. Like I know what I'm doing." I was real
Very
lucky that
fair.
my parents were not around very much, so I didn't get much advice. So I figured it out myself. So there was no one telling me I couldn't do it.
Got it.
So
Green fields.
Even this, like, okay, right now it looks like he's supporting like gamers trying to make careers out of like gaming, but even that is a stupid take. Okay, like I don't wanna. He's being fair. I don't think he's being unfair, but here's why it's stupid. Listen, dude, I have been streaming for 11 days. It's been a blast. I've been absolutely exhausted. I keep going. I didn't want to stream too much today, but I think I want to give this a fair shot. I felt the responsibility for myself to do this. So here I am streaming again. Okay? And even though I put work into this shit, there is no guarantee that this will butt into anything career-wise, okay? I might not make any money out of this, let alone have a sustainable like living, okay? On my own. But like what you should do, I think, with shit like this, like take your shot. Have a backup plan, dude. I mean, I didn't quit college to stream. I'm still like studying. I passed my exams. I have a free time. So like this is a side hustle type thing, you know? And I think like that should be the message we should be giving people. Like, follow your fucking dreams. Live your fucking life, dude. If a 9 to 5 job is good for you, fucking perfect. Do it. If it's not good for you, follow your dreams. Live your goddamn life. Because why the fuck wouldn't you? But don't be reckless. Like, you can balance things. Like, we don't have to be, oh, this, or like just this. Like, we don't have to live in extremes. Like, right?
I was like, I'm gonna find my way through this.
I'm not saying that he's saying these things, by the way. We're just like discussing. I think he's being quite fair. Like, maybe like this drama is a little blown out of proportion.
And since no one's telling me it's impossible, no one's telling me I can't. Occasionally, I would hear someone say, "What are the odds?" I'm like, "Listen, to this fucking loser." That's my thought. Was always like, that guy's a loser. Like, if you think like that, you're a loser.
Kinda.
There
Yeah.
are kids that make a lot of fucking money playing video games. But the thing is, like, you have to be adaptable. You have to be able to play multiple video games because the one video.
Dude, what are you talking about? He's so fucking out of touch. Like, that's my problem. Like, don't give your opinion. Like, did we really need Joe Rogan's opinion on how to become successful as a fucking video gamer? Like, dude, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Game that you get really good at. What are the odds that's going to be around 5 years from now?
Right.
You know.
Okay, like, do you think like Shroud, when he was playing CS:GO, he was like, you know, studying other games to in case it dies down? No, like if that dies down, you like move on. Like, do people think? Whatever.
Like, what's the big one now? Like Fortnite? Is that? Do they make
Fortnite.
money off of that? Yeah.
Of course.
And then there's Call of Duty.
Call of Duty,
They make
yeah.
money off that. What's the big money? StarCraft used to be the big one, right?
I wish, Joe. I fucking wish. I wish StarCraft made people money these days. What are they getting? Like fucking Scarlet and shit and Maru and shit. What are they getting? They get like $100 on weekly tournaments. $100. Is that it?
Right.
That, League of Legends, Counter-Strike.
League is pretty big as well.
Counter-Strike is it's still the Half-Life mod.
Yeah, variations of it have come out, but
Mhm.
it's still basically the same exact game.
They don't make money off Quake though, right? Not really.
Nah, really.
The
No.
okay boomer
Two
is
guys.
all I wanna say.
Yeah. See, it's you got to pick the right game. You know, you could be
And what are you
obsessed
gonna
with
do?
the
What are
wrong
you gonna do? You're
game.
gonna spend 5-10 hours a day in that
You
house.
have to.
Right.
You would have to.
I mean, just like any other job, right? You gotta put the work in, and it's not just playing video games, right? Like if you're streaming, you gotta do streaming stuff. Like if you're fucking pro, like being a pro gamer is like the most masochistic thing you can do, because like you have to be like top 1% of the 1% of those people playing that game, and still like most of the pro gamers don't make that much money. Like unless you're like winning big dick tourneys, you're not making that much money unless you have sponsors, and not every pro player has sponsors. Unless you can you know, use that exposure from tournaments to traffic into streaming and all that. But you know what? I don't think his take is that bad. Again, okay, like his take is bad, but I think he was being fair. I don't think he was he's just a little out of touch. I don't think there's nothing to be angry about, okay? That's what I thought. I thought this was gonna be way more juicy. Let's read some of the comments, okay? Drinking game. Take a shot every time Joe finds a way to bring martial arts in a conversation. I mean, that's his life, bro. So, like, why wouldn't he? Everything that doesn't lead to a career is a waste of time. Kids go to school 8 hours a day, 5 times a week to prepare for a career. It's important that they have fun afterwards. And like going to school like 8 hours a day, like how efficient is that? Like most of the shit you learn in school, I mean, this is a cliche, but like goes out the window. Like it's useless. It may be time consuming, but it's in no way a waste of time. God bless. Or if it is, then every entertainment is a waste of time. Those who want to dedicate their whole life to work, good for them, but no thanks. There are more important things in life, such as playing games. God bless Tim Pizze. God bless you. I feel like Rogan contradicted himself here. If you do anything that doesn't lead to money or success, all day, that can be a waste of time. You know how many kids spend their entire day shooting hoops, you mean? But still don't make it to the NBA? Right. Like, obviously, like, playing sports, I think, like, here's why people have a problem with video games, like, especially old people. Like, okay, playing basketball has visible benefits, like health benefits, right? You are increasing, like, you're raising your condition, your body is in a better shape, you're socializing, okay? And it's a known old thing, but I think like video games are such a new thing. Like, I was talking to my mom today, and she says like you should always wear the same color on your stream so that it's your brand. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, so out of touch, right? But it's not because like they're not trying to understand. I think it's just boomers being boomers, man. So I'm not mad at them. So Jose doesn't know the empty is 2020. Video games get you nowhere. Wanna get high. That's the first thing that came to mind. Calling out video games is so common nowadays. How about calling out social media, which is legit making people psychotic? Fucking true. If anything, social media is a way bigger waste of time. But like, does this video, like, does his take really warrant like 6K dislikes? I mean, it's his opinion. I don't know why. Like, I mean, he spread just a tiny bit of misinformation. Like, come on, dude. Why are you guys mad? Maybe I should stop listening to this and not generating money. But I think we get the picture, man. I think we get the picture.